Driving an Audi R8 is one thing. You've either got to own one or know an owner well enough who will let you behind the wheel. Driving an Audi R8 on a racetrack is an entirely different matter. Even best friends don't share R8s beyond 100 miles an hour. So if you want to know how that R8 you've got your eye on is going to perform when pushed to the limit, here's your answer. The R8's very existence is a convenient benefit of Audi's ownership of Lamborghini. Based on the Gallardo's platform, the R8 offers a near-exotic experience at a significant discount. But is it just a poor man's Lambo, or is there more to the story? One thing it does have over the Gallardo is that the interior of the car is much more friendly. You can wear a helmet, you can sit up straight, you can see out of it. It really does feel like more of a usable car every day than the Lamborghini does. So can comfort and track performance coexist? We took the R8 to the Waterford Hills Raceway in Clarkston, Michigan to find out. Controllability of the car in the relatively few high-speed sections at Waterford Hills is really good. Although you have the mass of the engine behind you, you have relatively wide rear tires. The front tire is pretty narrow. It's hard to generate enough cornering force to really put the car off its game. We drove most of the day with the ESP disabled, mostly so I could trail brake the car in a little bit and get it to point in the corners a bit. So we would go into every turn, put some heavy ABS on, and trail the brakes into the turn so that that mass of the engine would step out behind us and let us just come into the turn a little bit better despite the narrow front tires. Waterford Hills has a couple of sections that are almost like an autocross. That's where a mid-engine car should really shine. And the R8 does do pretty well under those circumstances. It's good at changing direction at low speed. The cars that we had for comparison, a front-engined S5 and an Audi TTS, were not nearly as good in that regard. So the car really does point. It has a low polar moment of inertia. It likes to turn. And once you get it turned, it goes more or less where you point it to. Going on to the front straight of Waterford Hills, which is probably the most dangerous part of the track, we were able to point it straight, get the good upshift, and clock briefly into the triple digits before braking down for the first turn. We did a little bit of stunt driving, a little bit of sideways work, just to point out that you can perturb this car pretty far, even with the stability program off, and not get yourself in too much trouble. If you trail brake the car in hard and give it big throttle, you're going to get a nice predictable slide, hit the rev limiter, grab your next gear, up you go. On the top of the hill at Waterford Hills, you've got a real temptation for the car to get loose on you. This is particularly true in a mid-engine car because you've got so much weight behind you. You turn the car in, but as you go over the top of the hill, that engine does want to keep turning without you. So we straighten it out on top and we hustle down the back section as straight as we can. A couple times the car did get a little sideways down that back section, and the cure for that, since it's a mid-engine car, is to let the wheel relax a little bit and try to feather the throttle. Just let it come back into line and straighten out from the bottom of the hill. On the back straight, we were well over 100 miles an hour before engaging ABS and picking second gear for the right-hander. It really is a very easy car to drive in that back section. The acceleration is good, but not spectacular. This is a heavy car. It doesn't feel that much faster than an Audi RS4. So when you're on the throttle, don't expect supercar-style acceleration. You just won't get it. Think more in terms of a very good sedan, a BMW M3, something like that. It doesn't have that Gallardo thrust to it. But if you're lucky enough to be considering buying this car, don't lose sight of the big picture. While it may lack the straight-line performance of a Z06 or Viper, it makes up for it with superior ride and comfort off the track. As a dual-purpose vehicle, the R8 is hard to beat. These people are looking at me from the balcony over there. Then we'll start doing some kind of striptease. They go, who's that famous motherfucker with that long hair? It's me, Nicolas Cage, back from my last movie.